Now, Newcastle United fans are making plans for Wembley again after the Magpies reached the Carabao Cup Final for the second time in 3 years.
Yes, Eddie Howe's team produced a memorable display to beat Arsenal 2-0 at St James's Park last night and wrap up an impressively comfortable 4-0 aggregate win in their semi-final. Our sports correspondent Simon O'Rourke was at the game. Simon, quite the night, eh?
Oh, it was absolutely everything Newcastle United fans were hoping for, and it was a lot less stressful than most of them would have expected. Arsenal were just brushed aside on a loud and proud night here at St James's Park. So the Magpies are back in the Carabao Cup Final. And make no mistake, this was the performance of a team that doesn't just want to go to Wembley, they want to win at Wembley. Different than last time. Maybe better than last time. But it ended with Newcastle United fans singing the same old song. So tell your ma you won't be home for tea. You're going back to Wembley.
It was amazing. Fantastic. Amazing.
Absolutely brilliant. Was never in doubt, really.
Best night I've ever had. 64-year-old amazing here. We're going to Wembley. We haven't got a ticket anywhere.
Very, very proud to lead the team, to lead the club. On nights like tonight, because you see the very, very best of Newcastle, the crowd, the support for the players, the love for the players. I think it's just been a great night for us.
We're going to Wembley! Come on!
This was a night of pure Newcastle. It started with Johnny Blue Hat Davis from Geordie icon's Sam Fender's band serenading the Toon Army. Then the team took over. 2 up from the first leg, Newcastle United had a handy lead. This was Arsenal, though, and no chickens were being counted. But the Magpies came out with a changed formation and an uncompromising attitude. Only a VAR decision stopped Alexander Isak, giving them a very early lead.
The goal scorer at Newcastle, number 14, is in offside position.
There was one what-if moment as Arsenal captain Martin Odegaard hit the post. He should have scored, he didn't. Then Newcastle did. Arsenal couldn't cope with Isak, and while the woodwork stopped him, it didn't stop Jacob Murphy. Effectively, that was that. And definitively that was that, when Gunners goalie David Raya lost the plot and started a chain of events that gifted a second goal to Anthony Gordon. 2-0 on the night, 4-0 on aggregate. Good night, Arsenal.
I thought we dominated from the first kick-off to the final whistle.
I was buzzing at the end result, 4-0. Against Arsenal as well.
Absolutely fantastic. I think Howe got his tactics perfect from start to finish.
Just very, very pleased to have got through this tie, because that was 2 really tough games against a very good team. But I don't think anyone can say it was not deserved.
Everything was like we planned before. Very happy to go back, to go again another final for this club. Gonna be massive for everyone, and hopeful we can get this one.
Can they win at Wembley this time?
Yes, definitely.
Depends on who we get.
Are they going to win at Wembley?
Oh, definitely. Gonna win.
That's going to win. Come on then, Toon.
The last time I seen you, you said, was this the year for us? That was 2024. It's now 2025 and it's our year. Toon, Black and White Army.
So it's another final, another chance to end that 56-year wait on the shoulders, another chance to win that elusive trophy. And this time, they know the way to Wembley, and they know what needs to be done.
So now the countdown begins. That rush for tickets, trains, hotels for the fans. But before we look forward to that, Simon, we do need to give Eddie Howe and the team a pat on the back. They were fantastic last night, weren't they?
Brilliant. Of all the things that could have happened, I don't think any of us expected a Newcastle United victory lap. This was Arsenal. They made a very difficult task look very straightforward indeed. Eddie Howe managed the game brilliantly from the sidelines. His players managed it brilliantly from on the pitch. They were very cool and calm and ruthless and relentless. It was really impressive. So here we are, another cup final, another chance to end that oh-so-long wait for silverware. And as Julia Barthroom reports, Tyneside has caught Wembley fever again.
Of course, Newcastle fans allowed themselves time to celebrate, but as soon as the final whistle blew, there was only one thought in mind. And this morning, the reality of how to achieve that became the talk of the Toon.
We're members and we find it hard enough to get tickets to come to the matches here, so I think we're assuming that we're not even not a hope.
Oh, we'd absolutely love to.
We'd love to. But it's so difficult trying to get tickets.
Oh, I'd love to get to the match, but the trouble is it's a bit difficult getting down there by rail when they've closed the line and you've got to get a bus to York.
I'm coming from Norway. Went here to see the semi-final. and I'm going to Wembley as well.
So you haven't got any stress about trying to get to the game?
No, not at all. Flies all day long from Oslo to London, so that's not a worry. That's not an issue.
Getting there from Newcastle could be more of an issue. Train, coach or car. Optimistic fans booked early, meaning those who maybe didn't want to tempt fate may struggle.
Personally, I've got my trains booked and I've got my hotels booked. We booked hotels after the Brentford game in the quarterfinals, and I took a bit of a gamble and booked an advance train ticket the day after we beat Arsenal in the first leg 2-0. I do know there's engineering works going on, so it might be a little bit chaotic.
Rail operator LNER says it's working with Network Rail and will be operating as many services as possible. Fans who aren't lucky enough to be able to nab themselves a ticket, can't find a seat on a train or a place on a bus, don't need to worry too much. There's plenty of places in Newcastle to watch the match, soak up the atmosphere and join the party. A fan zone has been announced in Times Square.
The plan is to have the giant marquee return onto Times Square. We're going to have a full kind of 80-foot bar down one side and a giant LED screen on a stage, and then below that we'll have the VIP kind of seating area, and behind that we'll have a standing area for all the fans for Newcastle's final.
March 16th promises to be a busy day for bars and pubs, but the buzz of a final has a wider impact.
It's almost incalculable, the benefit the city feels when the club is doing well. You know, people want to come and see the stadium, they want to come and visit the store, they want to come in earlier on match days, they want to make more of an occasion of it. We can really see the difference between, you know, past years when people were maybe feeling a little bit flat around the club and how they feel now, and it's honestly just night and day.
Now the nervous wait to find out exactly how many tickets are allocated to Newcastle and who are the lucky fans going to Wembley. Julia Barthram, ITV News, Newcastle.
Yeah, lots of plans for fans to make. And as Julia said there, Simon, another piece of the puzzle will fall into place later tonight because the other Carabao Cup semi-final finishes this evening, so Newcastle will know who they're going to face at Wembley.
Yes, and it is fair to say there will be a lot of Spurs fans on Tyneside tonight. Tottenham lead Liverpool 1-0 from the first leg, and look, Newcastle would rather play Spurs in the final because while they can sometimes be very good, they're more often not very good. But Liverpool are basically very good all the time, which is why they are Premier League leaders. Liverpool are favourites to get through, and that tie is live on ITV1 and it kicks off at 8 o'clock. But Magpies fans can worry about that tomorrow. Tonight, just celebrate a job well done and wonder whether 2025 might finally be Newcastle United's year.
Yeah, we wouldn't do it. We'll ask you for predictions just yet, Simon. You did call it last night, though, so we'll give you that. Simon, thank you very much indeed at St James's Park for us this evening.